Hello everybody, Astocky here and welcome to another episode of my Let's Play of the Technicality 4-pack. You can see I have now done what I should have done in the last episode. Creeper hay. Darn it. I'm going to just light this up a little bit because I have a crazy feeling mobs keep spawning in here. Get the iron while I'm down here. Basically what I've done off camera is a little bit of work. You can obviously see that I have the Britannia ring of magnetization on me because of the fact that I just keep picking things up automatically. I've also laid out the cocoa beans and stuff that I got in the last episode, and I have turned one lot of cocoa beans into cookies. So hopefully you all know how to make cookies. There is no difference to the way that I've made my cookies, except I have taken them and stuck them in here, and once you stick them in there they become blue cookies. You get a Britannia achievement which is this one, Rotten Hershey and Chocolate, and I'm not entirely sure how much it fills you up, but I believe it fills you completely in terms of your food requirements. It just fills them, you know, you can 10 full chicken bones worth I think you can get out of it. I did some exploring in the nether and I have found the nether fortress now, which is brilliant. Obviously you can see that I've done some work on my Britannia setup. I moved it from over there to over here because I needed more space. We have day blooms, nightshades and hydrangeas. Now I'm using the latest version of this, and all of the flower that generate have been tweaked. These are now 27% faster. These are like 150% faster, and they're now exactly as fast as these. So generating all night is actually an option now. These are unchanged. These, as you watch them get rid of the water, basically as soon as they finish processing the water, they pull another water block instead of having a cooldown period. So that makes them, I think it's at like 50% faster. These are unchanged. Pretty much all of the flowers have changed in some way or other. So, darn it. They kind of grow as fast as you can do anything with them. What I'm going to do though is come in here, grab 2 wheat, and I will show you what wheat and cocoa beans equals cookies does. And then I'm not using my mana on tools, so darn it. Just going to blow it all on cookies. So I'm just going to pause the video and I'll be back in just a quick second. Okay, sorry about that. I was just worried my TV in the other room was a little bit loud. If you guys couldn't hear it, then it probably wasn't. Otherwise, maybe it was. So I filled this pretty much up. I have got this up to empowered 2. I have 1 ender pearl left. And I made the Britannia ring of magnetization, but I know that I kind of said I didn't want to use anything from Britannia that's in another mod. So what I really want to do is make one of these electromagnets. They require electrical steel and conductive iron and a vibrant crystal. But before I use the vibrant crystal on that, I want to use it on this dark axe. So that's kind of why I haven't done it yet. I also tweaked the values in the config for these. Empowered 1 is still 50%. Empowered 2 is now 75 instead of 60. Empowered 3 is now 87.5, and Empowered 4 is still 95. That's a better split that matches more closely with unbreaking. In terms of each one is an extra, you know, half as much, and then kind of etc as it goes through. So that's kind of what I aimed for. I probably will, between now and the time you guys actually get the update to the pack, I've tweaked it a little bit more to match it exactly to the unbreaking figures. Which I'm sure is like 1 on 2, 1 on 3, 1 on 4, 1 on... yeah, 1 on 2, 1 on 3, 1 on 4. Whereas I've gone 1 on 2, 1 on 4, 1 on 8, 1 on 16. But I guess we'll just have to see. I think I kind of like it the way it is at the moment because it makes that empowered 2 worthwhile. I also changed the power amounts they hold, so it's now 200 instead of 150. And then so it goes 100, 200, 400, 800 instead of what it used to, which was like 100, 150, 250, a million. The jump to empowered 4 was just always too big. But I'm talking myself in circles and not achieving anything. Off camera, I was attacked by a witch, killed it and was lucky enough to get a witch hand drop. I've cooked actually all of the birch saplings that I had in there, and that got me some Breath of the Goddess. So now I just need Mutandis. So, off camera I went and got some nether wart, got my flint and steel, I've done a little bit of digging off camera as well, so hopefully I can get myself all nicely set up to make my little witch's cauldron area. Gonna need some other things. So we need iron, because I need to make an actual cauldron. Oops, excuse me for a second. Oh wow, sorry about that. I just had a massive sneeze come up on me from nowhere. Okay, so now I need anointing paste is what I need to put on. So I believe it's, no, not wolfsbane, water artichokes. Those 4 seeds, I believe, make the anointing paste. Beautiful. And then you need to place your cauldron on the ground, just a regular vanilla cauldron, and then anoint it. So now I just need to find a good spot to put it. Turns out I have one of those. Sorry, another sneeze, back in a second. Okay guys, that one I felt coming, and now I'm sure I've got it out of my system. So, what I've done off camera, this is the 14 blocks from each end mapped out, and that's the first 7. And what I've done is 7, 14 that way, 7, 14 that way, and these 6 torches here are directly under the altar. So if we stand here and dig up, you can see that's the base of where the altar is going to be. So I don't have an altar yet, but when I have one, that's where it's going to go. So it's got to be within the 14 blocks. So I'm thinking that just over here at this end, it's going to be a good spot for it. So we put our netherrack down, we light our netherrack, then we throw our cauldron. Netherrack is never going to go out, so beautiful, just like that. Now what I want to do is just in the back here, is basically just set up an infinite water source, because obviously the infinite water source doesn't need altar power, and getting it out of the way I think is going to be handy. So now I can just go 1, 2, 3. Look at that, beautiful. Now had I actually thought this through, I would have actually brought the ingredients that I need with me to do the next crafting. So a little run back to the house. Ooh, I can hear zombies and slimes. So I need to make myself a dark steel helmet with a sound locator. Could even be like directly under my base. Wherever it is though, it's rather annoying to me. So I need one of those, one of those, and one of those. But in fact, let's take that, and that, and that, and let's make 2. Because to be honest, I've never actually had it work, so I get all the things I want with the first lot of Mutandis. It just doesn't happen for me. But it's not an expensive recipe, so it is Witch's Brews. Let's actually make that book so I know how to do it right. Got the witchery tutorials on my channel where I talk about how to do it right. Let's actually do it right and make sure I get this, correct. Because I don't want to get this wrong and mess it up. And it's not a very expensive recipe. It's a lot of running backwards and forwards though, which is kind of wasting everyone's time. Paper. So we need a feather, an ink sac. Dirt is not meant to be in there. Oh, must have used all the paper up. Okay, that's cool. Definitely have plenty of sugarcane and leather. Basically, I'm only killing my cows when they pop out of their pen. And that's happening more than it should be. Beautiful book. So we want crafting, Mutandis, mandrake root, exhale of the horn 1, and egg will give me 6. So this little setup I have here will give me 12. Jump, 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 jump. Just wanna, you can see they're all inside, because when they spawn out, sometimes when you log in and out of the world, they disappear. That's when I kill them. So we want you, you, and you. We get the swirly purples, which means that it's working brilliantly, and then it should pop. And there we go. So fill that back up. Beautiful, and then we're going to make it again. Oh, no, don't get in there. Egg. This swirling process is normally where it's drawing its power that it needs. Thankfully, Mutandis doesn't actually need any power, so we got that pretty easy. Now, just in case next time I don't bring my bucket back, I'll keep that full. Always keep a full bucket on standby. Now this will mutate pretty much anything into pretty much anything else. Now I don't know if I showed you, while I was off at the jungle, I found one little patch of watermelons. Now I didn't even know watermelons spawned in the overworld. I thought they only spawned as like drops in dungeons. But clearly they do. Little witch's hut. Clearly they do, so I planted them. You see the first one's grown, the other ones haven't grown at all, which is quite odd to me. And my potato that I planted is almost grown, so that's all good stuff. But here we go. Right click the Mutandis on the thing and get to something else. An alder sapling. Okay, that's the first one that we need. Come on. Glintweed. Brilliant. I need rowan wood. Last one, come on, for luck. Silly lily pad. Okay, glintweed is brilliant because you place it and it lights up. Not as bright as a torch does. Like I think if I press F3, the light level for it is... I don't even know how you tell. Is that 13? So it's like one less than a torch, I think. So I think if I stand on a torch, it'll say 14. I don't even know. Maybe it is the same as a torch. But it will actually spread to adjacent blocks. And then you can pick those up and move them. And lots of good things will come out of that. So I'm going to now plant these alder saplings. Because it will grow. And it will give me alder wood and alder saplings. And they have quite good uses as well. I'm going to need more Mutandis though. Pain in the backside. So I can no longer run now, so we eat a mana cookie. And look at that, full. And we'll give it a little burp at the end. So when you're not using a whole lot of mana and you have a stack of it, it doesn't really hurt to give that a shot. Now the problem with what I'm about to do is I'm now going to use up my last 2 Exile of the Horn ones, So we need to get some more. So we'll cook up. Let's just cook up a bunch. What do we need? 5. Cooked up heaps of clay jars. Didn't realise I was going to need quite so many. And now we will try this once again and see if we have some luck this time. I suppose, you know, I kind of got 2 things, so now I need... what else is there? There's ember moss, hawthorn saplings, and rowan wood saplings. So I still need 3 more things. So there's still 3 more things I need, which is a bit unfortunate. But it is what it is, and it just takes as long as it takes. And like I said, it's not the world's most complicated recipe. So you know, you can cope with having to do it over and over and over and over. Particularly at this point where, you know, there's nothing really to it, because it's just mandrake roots that are really the only thing you're actually using. But let's once again come back and give this a crack. Because I see something moving, but it's a sheep. Okay. Ooh, Spanish moss, Spanish moss. That is good. I totally forgot about Spanish moss. Oh, ember moss. Now we're on a roll. Now we're not. Come on. I don't want to waste that. Dah. Whatever. Most painful. 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is pretty much what happens in witchery when you're first getting started. You just got to keep going backwards and forwards, making that stuff until you get a rowan wood sapling. Pretty much once you get a rowan wood sapling, everything becomes fairly easy from that point, because all you need is these Breath of the Goddess, which you get from birch saplings. Let me just show you. To make altar blocks, you just need stone bricks, which are dead easy, water bottles, and rowan wood. Now I believe I've got 3 glass, just to make sure I don't use that for something else. Let's just make those up. No sense messing yourself up by, you know, using up something that you shouldn't. So now I'm just going to grab all of those, all of my eggs, and hopefully I'll have a bunch of these over here. 11, there we go, look at that, doing well. So now I've got enough for 13 more recipes. No, 11 more recipes. I'm hoping I'm not going to need that many. Like Mutandis, it's a fairly useful thing. Not useful enough to make it in those kind of quantities though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video, and I'll come back once I've mutated something that's actually useful. So, see you guys soon. Okay guys, so we're in luck. I made a spruce sapling, a couple more glintweed, and now I've just made a hawthorn with my second batch, so hopefully rowanwood. Oh, acacia. That's okay. Oh, rowanwood. Oh, look at this. We are just in the money now. Getting all the good stuff. Now this thing here, if you walk onto it, it sets you on fire. I'm not going to do it. Just know that it does. This Spanish moss, once you plant it, does something good. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head at the moment, but it's good. And now this hopefully will grow. Come out here, plant that, hopefully that will grow. Jungle, bit of jungle as well. Why not? Gonna be a bit too close to my hawthorn. So again, I need to fill in all of these. I'll probably replace some of the oak wood at a later stage. Oh, look at that, there you go. So remember how I said we'll sometimes just kind of grow by itself. So now by placing it out like that, it will just keep maximizing the chance it has of spreading. And eventually the whole thing, it is a weed because it spreads like crazy. But eventually it will just be full. And you'll just have that stuff everywhere. And you'll be like, oh, I wish I didn't have so much of it, it's just getting in the way. But it's a bit of a balancing act to kind of get you, you know, what you need without the stuff you don't. But I think all of Minecraft's a bit like that. But I'm feeling like I'm really close now to having this altar ready. I just need that rowanwood tree to grow for me. So I need those two. Might actually take a crafting table. Where's my wood? Take a crafting table, put it over in the witch's house. I need my tool chest for my shears so that I can cut the other stuff. Cobblestone doesn't go in that chest, stop it. My cobblestone for that Spanish moss to spread on. I have that. Stone bricks. Need 8 stone bricks. There we go. Now I'm going to need an axe as well. Don't know how I've gone so far without having an axe. That was something else I was going to take with me. This is a cool thing that you probably don't know about if I haven't already told you. Place a bone and then place 8 wood ash with it, and it doubles your bone meal. I think it's a pretty neat thing. Not everyone is in agreement that it's so cool, but you know, wood ash doesn't have a huge amount of use, and yeah, bone meal is always good. So that sheep has got out. I know he's been out for a while, but annoying. Okay, now that did not grow. So I'm thinking it was too close to this. There are some saplings that just won't grow. And they're poo saplings. No, I think oak is one of the few that will actually grow when it's right next to blocks. Pretty sure birch and spruce won't actually grow unless they've got a bit of a gap around them. I know some of that stuff changes a little bit. There it is. 8 wood ash. 1 more bone. This is going to be my last hit at it. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to wait for it to grow naturally, and then come back to you guys when it does. I'm hoping that this will be, you know, a worthwhile thing, and it will just shoot up out of the ground like a beautiful shoot. Look at that, beautiful. Can't get better than that. Now there's a chance when you cut down a lot of these kinds of trees that you can actually spawn an ent. I'm hoping that won't be a thing and I won't spawn one. Not just now anyway. But if we come over here, we can go get myself some Spanish moss. Get myself that ember moss. Now pretty much we'll take anything that's inside the area. Get there. It'll take pretty much anything that's inside the area in terms of things that it will use to give itself like power. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try sticking this. I've heard good things about putting it on the sides of trees. So I'm going to try it there, and hopefully that will spread nicely, and then I can shear a bit off and then plant it again. Still got 5 bone meal left, so there's a chance. I probably did just waste a bunch of saplings, didn't I? Yeah, I probably should have let it actually break down first. what if we take that one? Beautiful. Hopefully this will help to get me lots of these rowan wood saplings, because the whiff of magic that comes from them is a really useful item. It's going to be a bit later game for me, but it's a really useful item. One by crafting table. And I didn't even keep any of the things that I was going to need, so having the crafting table with me, not quite so useful. 1, 2, any takers on 3, 4, beautiful. Oh, look at that. Just got to talk it up and it happens. Eat the cookie, eat the cookie, eat the cookie. I think these cookies are going to make me really lazy. So back we go. Not long left in the video. In fact, it's already gone longer than I thought it would. Hey, but I'm achieving success. You know, good things are happening. So let's put the 4 of them in. And see if we get lucky and get something out. So we only need 2 of them, as I understand. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, we're going to make some altar power. I'm going to grab my skeleton head because it's not a cheat. It does actually give you a bonus to how good your altar is. And the reason I stress it's not a cheat is because Ender IO significantly increases the chance of skull drops, which does tend to make it a little bit easier, but it's not a cheat. So now we take our 6 altar blocks and we place them down, and you can see you get the little red top, and then we right click and it says we've got 949 power. If I now place a skeleton skull on there with a shift right click, it's now doubled it, and it's doubled the recharge rate. So it's now an awesome altar. Of course, there's lots of other things that you can do to make it even better. What I tend to do at this point is just try and find gaps, and wherever I can find a gap, I'm going to plant these things, because they're pretty much just awesome trees. And like I said, whiff of magic is a really, really useful thing. Definitely got more than I thought I was going to. Probably even more than I know what to do with. But yeah, so we've got 1888, and that is a pretty good start. Let's see if we can grow one. Yeah, they might just get lucky. No, never mind. So yeah, that's going to be the end of the episode. This is a pretty powered up, pretty specky altar to get started with. Once I start, tweakerizing things, I am going to have to move this once I get some ritual chalk going, because it needs space around it for some ritual circles, and they're not going to fit in that spot. But it's just a good place now to kind of get it going and get it out of the way. So thank you very much for watching. The next time you guys see me, I will... what will I have done? I'm just trying to think what I'm going to do off camera between now and the next episode. You know what? It might be nothing. I might end up doing absolutely nothing between now and the next episode off camera, because time is just not necessarily with me at the moment. But we'll definitely see how things go. We may get lucky, and I may get some free time. But I don't know what I'll do with it. No, with some magic. Never mind. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, Astocky out.